Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here in our downtown studios. And we're going to run down towards the southeast sector, and we're going to spend a little time with a very important lady, Kate Germano. She's the author of Gender Equality Advocate, and also she's an author and gender equality advocate, and a Marine combat veteran. You look so harmless.
Well, others in the Marine Corps would say that that is absolutely not the case, but thank you, I suppose I should say. As a civilian, that's a good thing.
I suppose it comes with having to fit in, you know what I mean? So, well, listen, this is tremendous stuff. And you were in town actually for Inforum Michigan, which is one of our great friends here and does great work, of course, for the advancement of women in the state of Michigan. So this year's event is going to feature you, obviously. Give us a little rundown on you, who you are, and a little bit of your history.
So as you alluded to, I am a former Marine, a retired Marine, I will say. I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps and achieved a level of notoriety that I never wanted to achieve, but that happened because I was relieved from command of the only all-female unit in the entire Department of Defense, which was where at the Marine Corps at that time was making all-female enlisted Marines their boot camp. And I was relieved because we were making all of these amazing improvements to their performance. And my leadership thought that that was happening because I was too hard on my Marines. And so being able to step back and look at what really happened in that situation, what my role was and what sort of the systemic factors were, set me on this path where I wanted to help other people learn from my mistakes.
All right, so if they were making all these wonderful advancements, and when you said relieved, I thought about all the times I've been relieved in life. But
they always teach you something.
So what did your Marines say? I mean, did anybody survey your Marines?
Yeah, it's a great question. So absolutely, there was an informal or a formal survey done in my command. But unfortunately, because of the way that was administered, it gave the Marines who were disgruntled about the way that I was leading and my being very directive and direct, it gave them an outlet that led to my Marines, my leadership basically seeing me as the problem. There's absolutely no way that we would have been able to achieve the success we achieved in the training changes that we made had I not had 90% of my Marines on board and enthusiastic. But unfortunately, the Marines who were disgruntled had a louder voice with the leadership. Yeah. And that's often how it plays out.
Squeaky wheel syndrome, we all know.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So let's talk about that now, because that experience obviously has manifested itself in this wonderful book that you put out. Tell us about that book and kind of what the message is you're going to be bringing to the Inforum.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think in taking a step back and going back to school and understanding how sexism and racism really manifest themselves in the broader community, what I learned after that experience and part of my sense making is that the problems that women in the military have, and specifically in the Marine Corps, mirror the same issues that women have trying to earn equality and equity elsewhere in the world, to include the workplace. And so I never intended to write a book. I would never have set out to write a book, but it was important to me to use my lessons to help educate the world about what being a Marine is like for women, but also how the issues that we face, we bridge those issues and we can learn from each other and how to solve those issues.
So let me share my perspective, and that is that women have always run the world. They just haven't been as overt as they have been lately.
Right. Sure.
So congratulations on helping them with that. Let me go back and do a little retrospect here. What caused you to seek a career in the Marines?
Oh, it's a good question. Like many kids who joined the military, I had a direct family connection. So my father was in the Army. My grandfather was in the Army. They were both in for a career. And so I saw that they had achieved success and it would provide me the same great opportunities. I didn't join the Army because I wanted to do something different, because we never do what our parents do. And so I decided to join the Marines because I knew it would be the most challenging. And it was also the branch with the fewest women.
And did you run into a lot of resistance when you first went into the Marines?
I experienced my fair share of gender bias, very soft gender bias related to the abilities that I had. So my commanders would say things like, "You're not going to fall out of this run, are you?" And we would have unit PT. So I experienced essentially benevolent sexism, which is never good for anybody, the men or the women.
Okay. And you wanted to kind of prove a thing too, and that is that women could be part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We can carry our own weight. We can carry our brother's weight, and we can take care of what we need to take care of. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you thinking about carrying my weight because that's an arduous task at this point. So today, November 18th, is the day that you will be at the JW Marriott in Grand Rapids. You will see a wonderful crowd there. You're gonna take your experience and kind of equate it to what they can use to go further. So give us a point there or two that you'll be getting across to them.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is understanding we bring our own selves to conflict. And then there are the systemic factors that we need to be aware of. And so we're going to talk about that in the engagement today. And it's going to be great to hear the perspectives of the women who were there.
Well, Kate Germano, author, gender equity advocate, Marine combat veteran. You put on a whole different presentation, trust me, than the normal Marine combat.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No,
Thanks
for being in town. Thanks for spending a little time with us. We really
absolutely take care of yourself.
All right, Kate. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back.